StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Snute and Neeb on Galactic Process, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player from Ting. It is Neeb, the great Protoss hope lately. And in the bottom left side of the map from Team Liquid, it is the blue Zerg player Snute, who also has his own following. So Neeb versus Snute. What? This is going to be crazy. Snute been around for a long time. Very established Zerg player, very strong mechanics, good macro, good micro. Great decision making and a face that makes the ladies swoon. And in the top right again, we have the red Neeb, who is American. I think Snute is from, crap, I'm going to say this wrong and offend people, but it's Scandinavia somewhere. It is Scandinavia. I don't want to say it wrong because that's offensive. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, Neeb is American. He's fairly new, he's fairly young, and he is killing it, man. He is showing what can be done with the power of Protoss against both Zerg and Terran. Been a while since we've seen some of him recently on the channel, and it's about time he came back. Neeb going for a Nexus first play. Ooh, I mean, he has a Pylon. Pylon Nexus into a Gateway. Well done indeed. Again, there's not much that Snute can do to really punish this. He went hatch first into an Extractor into a pool. His pool is nowhere near being complete, so Neeb is very safe with this. I think, did he scout before he threw down that Nexus? I think he might have. I think he might have scouted with this probe. Snute actually taking the expansion at the third location here to the right of his main instead of the safer, more standard natural, which is right below his ramp. I'm not sure what that's all about. Seems more difficult to defend both of these. But if you're going 3-base anyway, then I'm not sure what the problem would be. We'll see if that comes back to help Snute or hurt him in some way a little bit later on. Neeb does have 2 workers on gas right now, which tells me it's likely going to be an adept opening as soon as this cybernetics core finishes. Don't need a ton of gas for that, and keeping 2 workers on gas, now up to 3 on one of the assimilators anyway. It allows you to get your worker count up a little bit quicker, which is good against Zerg. You want your worker count to be as fast as possible and as high as possible, as quick as possible. So cybernetics core about 50% complete. And while we're waiting, I just want to say Orphan Black is an amazing show. It's an amazing show. Tatiana Marslani won her first Emmy for her performance in Orphan Black here on Sunday, I think it was. Just this last Sunday. And it's about time. If you haven't watched this show, figure out a way to watch it and watch it. It is so good. It is so good. The plot is insane, but really what it's all about is Tatiana's performance. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you. You'll figure it out if you watch or do any Googling. You'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Orphan Black, BBC, and BBC America. Third base on the way for Snute at that natural position. I mean, he took it anyway. I don't know what the benefit is of taking this third position first, but Snute's ways are unknown to me as he is a professional level player and I am scrub level. I know, it's true. Twilight Council coming up for Neeb, just now finishing a robotics facility, starting just as soon as that council finishes. Neeb bringing in an adept, marching purposefully up to this expansion, and you can't really kill it, right? So static transferring into the main base. There are some speedlings here. Enough speedlings to surround. Get out of there. Get out of there, adept. And doesn't get out of there. Why would you not get out of there, Neeb? Well, a free adept, I guess. That was fun. That was super fun. Resources lost 125 to 75. Neeb has lost more because adepts are expensive compared to lings. Lair just now starting from Snute. He's going for a Roach Warren 2. Again, Roach, Ravager, Lurker Hydra can be pretty good against a Protoss player. Dark Shrine on the way. That is a quick Dark Shrine for Neeb. Robotics facility completing. Likely going to be an observer coming out of that thing. War Prism first. Neeb has some, he's got some plans. He's going to go for some DT Warpins, I think. Snute, are you ready for this? Again, you're a little bit blind. You're playing blind right now. You don't know any of the tech. I guess you saw the Twilight Council. So, I mean, it could be DTs, right? Twilight Council is that. Adepts holding line against these lings. Ah, the lings got inside for the full scout. Get in there, lings. Get that information. And yes, they do scout out the Dark Shrine. Beautiful scout. Trying to take out this pylon that is powering the Twilight Council. The Dark Shrine, 3 gateways, and a robotics facility. They can't quite pull it off, though. Mothership Core and Adepts show up to shoot them away. Trying to kill some probes. Probes fighting for their lives against these very low on health Zerglings. And they get a probe. They get 2 of them. And a beautiful scout, too. That was a huge play A huge play. Spore Crawlers immediately under construction for Snute. He knows he needs them. He's got some roaches in all of his mineral lines. He's got a Spore Crawler and a queen, at least one queen in each base, sometimes two. And he's going to be ready for this. Neeb was going for the DT, the like you didn't know this was coming aspect. I guess we could call that the surprise aspect. And actually now just changes into an Archon. Is this an Archon drop? We've seen Vampyworm do this on the channel before. As there's some Overlord poop preventing a third base from being thrown down by Neeb. Snute is playing this well. We'll see how he handles this Archon drop, though. Again, there are roaches. Roaches are pretty good in this situation. Can the Archons take them down? They do bonus damage versus biological. Just trying to get as many of these drones as they can. Pick up in a retreat. Warp Prism trying to land inside the main base. It's just too late. There are too many roaches for Snute right now. This is not looking good. The Archon's getting picked up and dropped, picked up and dropped, trying to kill that queen. Good micro by Neeb, not losing any of the Archons and killing 5 workers. That's a good move. 54 to 44 total harvesters. Neeb has a lead. Has a lead at this point. Finally able to construct his third base after that Overlord poop manages to recede just a little bit. A little bit more. Trying to swing into this third base again, but 2 queens are scary against Warp Prisms. Get out! Oh no! Oh no, Warp Prism with 2 Archons inside it gets exploded. That's good. That hurts. Resources lost. 1,400 lost for Neeb compared to 800 rather for Snute. God, that kills. That extra range on queens, it's a big thing. It is a big, big thing, it turns out. Twilight Council on the researching Blink for the Neeb. Worker count is 48 to 62. Neeb, again, macroing his face off. Snute taking a 4th base along this left side. And he's got a bunch of roaches and mutas on the way, too, for Snute, as well as a Baneling nest. So, Roach, Baneling, Ravager, Muta? Is that what we're looking at here? Seems a little bit not standard, but hey. But hey, this is StarCraft 2. You have choice. You're not locked into anything. And I will never tell you what you have to do in this game unless you're doing something really stupid. Mutas flying around, harassing some long-distance mining probes. Photon Overcharge chasing those mutas away. They decide to fly instead into the main base, where there are a few stalkers, but not necessarily enough to get rid of these mutas, I don't think. But the mutas want soft targets anyway. They kill a couple more probes that are transferring around. I've killed 5 probes so far. Going to get a 6th one unless Photon Overcharge chases them away again. Photon Overcharge, a good defensive unit, spell, weapon. Use it. Use it, Protoss friends. If you don't, get it done. Centrifugal hooks on the way for those Banelings, +1 melee attack coming up for Snute too. What is he doing? I mean, it's not Baneling Hydra, because these are definitely mutas. It's like a Baneling Roach muta thing. Seems odd. Snute has 4 mutas left here flying around behind this mineral line at the 3rd, but not really doing too much damage there, and they are only 3. And that's all they are. Snute not really making any more, moving into more Zergling production. So Zerg Baneling stuff with Roaches and Ravagers. Let's not forget about those. Those are definitely part of the army, but the focus so far lately has been Snute. Neeb going for Immortals. Definitely to deal with those Roaches. Mutas flying in again. Ooh, one of them gets taken out. Templar Archives coming up for the Neeb for High Templar. And going to knock down this rocks structure that blocks him from the left side of the map. Lings for Snute show up. Look at this teamwork. Protoss and Zerg together on a common goal. And then they decide to retreat once they realize what they've done. In shame. What? Did I just help the enemy knock down those rocks? They wanted the same thing I wanted? What do I do with myself? Warp Prism for Neeb again, getting tracked down by a couple mutas here at the bottom side of the map. Get out of there, Warp Prism. No, it doesn't have the speed upgrade. And even if it did, I'm not sure if it's faster than mutas, even with the speed upgrade. So 4.13 there. Mutas have like a 5, 6. Warp Prism gets saved. Yes, they saved the Warp Prism with 2 hit points. The Stalkers come in from the north and save it. It immediately goes back out on its mission to kill Zerg stuff. This is a brave Warp Prism pilot, man. Or is it a robot too? I think Warp Prisms are just robots. Too many robots. Can't really ascribe human emotions to robots, unfortunately. Roach, Ravager, Ling here, knocking down some debris. Opening up another attack path. And Neeb's trying to take a 5th here. I don't know if it's going to work. Just because Snute's whole army is here. He's got Banelings, he's got Ravagers, he's got Lings. No upgrades for Snute, except for the +1 melee. And this 5th base by Neeb has got to be canceled. There are too many Lings, too many. Snute is maxed out. at this point. Maxed out, and can he save it here? I don't know. I mean, Neeb's going to need some amazing storms right now. Can he do it? Guardian Shield is up, forcing a cancel on that fourth base. Is Snute, and he's got the army he wants. He's got a ton of Lings, Ravagers. The only thing for Neeb, I think, here is going to be Storm. He's going to have to storm this thing to no end. Corrosive Bile being thrown down on top of these gateways, trying to kill them that are creating their own wall. Can't really defend it. Storm on these Lings. One of the gateways goes down. Another gateway going to go down there too with the Corrosive Bile. Some Changelings here for Snute, scouting that action out. A Zealot trying to deal with his army all at once. Zealots again here dealing with the Lings fairly well. +2 attack on these guys, cleaning up the Lings better than I expected, especially with Stalker support. But the Banelings crashing everything up north. Snute coming right into this third. Baneling into the mineral line. Run, probes, run, force fields, and storms clearing out the Banelings pretty well. A clutch hold there by Neeb, protecting more of his probes than I thought was possible. Some Ravagers here getting taken down as well, and Snute's in full retreat. So Snute's going with his mass Ling play. He's working on that +2 attack. Is that thing done? I think that thing might be done. No, it's almost done. 5 seconds to go. I'm so blind sometimes. I looked up here, I swear. I didn't see it. And I didn't see it. Neeb trying to take a fourth base despite the fact he's under heavy assault from Snute. Again, here come the Lings. Here come the Ravagers. No, Templar, get out of there. Storm on top of a lot of the Lings, sacrificing themselves to kill a ton of Zerglings. Were the Templar, they were out. There are a bunch more Templar with Neeb's army, though. He'll be okay. Immortals mixed in too. Banelings getting stormed right in the face. Those are very low health Banelings here. Snute from the high ground with the Ravagers trying to take down an assimilator at the fourth, while simultaneously trying to attack stuff here at the third base as well. Lings ripping apart the economy of Neeb, just destroying it. 16 worker kills so far. Neeb dropping in an Archon and a couple Zealots to try to do some work here at the third base, or at the natural rather, but too many Lings and a Queen. Forces them to pick up and off the fourth base under assault. Neeb loses the fourth. More storm on the Lings and Banelings. Is there enough here for Neeb to hold off? Guardian's Shield is fantastic. Storm again continuing to clear out those Lings, but more and more probes have lost their lives. It's 68 to 54 total Harvesters. Snute is in full control right now, taking another base, a gold base, up along this left side. Neeb needs a very decisive victory here, or it's pretty much over. Warp Prism, no, saved by the Archon with 8 kills, +3 attack on that thing. +3 attack. I don't know. I feel like maybe the longer this goes on, the more it favors Neeb, just because his upgrades are so darn good. I mean, yes, the Lings have +2 attack, but they don't have any armor. Ravagers have no upgrades whatsoever. The Muta's not upgraded either, unless they got +1 Carapace somewhere when I wasn't paying attention. Are there any Mutas left anyway? No, I've just never seen this Ling Baneling Ravager stuff before in a ZVP, but Snute's making it work, man. He's making it work so far. A couple Mutas here as well. Warp Prism, trying to find a place to attack. Might get some work done here in the main base, but Muta finds it and gets chased away because Archons are scary, man. Oh, Warp Prism dies, but Archon gets 10 kills. Backed into a corner, trying to take as many Lings as he can with him. 14 kills to the Archon before it gets destroyed. Another attack on up this way from Snute. Army for Neeb looking good. He's got the Storm. He's got the Archons doing 47 damage. Splash versus Biological. I don't know, these Lings are really what Snute needs to do, but he's still making them. There it is. Greater Spire. Greater Spire on the way. That's what Snute is going for. Can he get there is the question. 20 Banelings under construction for the Snute. Melee attack level 3 coming up as well, expanding to the top left. Snute looking very strong here. Very strong indeed. More storms on top of the Banelings. Banelings trying to crash in, trying to take out these Stalkers. They just don't do a whole lot of damage to them. Snute's base looking like it's under trouble. A few Ravagers here trying to deal with it. A big attack of Ling. A Ling run by here at the third. Once again, Zealots trying to hold the line, but there are not enough of them. Photon Overcharge trying to kill Lings as fast as they can. Another warping of Zealots at +3 attack, benefiting them greatly. More and more are going to die. Can Snute hang on here? Big old storms, but Lings getting surrounds on Immortals and Stalkers and Archons. Some Stalkers trying to come in from the right side and save this thing here at Snute's fourth base, but it's not enough. It is not enough. Neeb 104 to 135 total supply. Snute has that lead. Can they get the hatchery? They should go for the hatch, and they do. No, they can't get it. They have to blink away because there are more and more Lings here with +2 attack. The Zealots getting Baneling to death. Storms everywhere. Morlings coming from Snute. So many Zerglings. Surrounding yet another Archon and taking it out before it can kill them. Stalkers, no match for this many Zerglings. They're blinking away, though. They're using their micro potential to the fullest of their ability. Lings on top of this fourth base for Neeb. Once again, can't really get a fourth, and that's it. A GG from Neeb. Neeb is defeated. Snute is victorious, and Neeb has left the game. Wah! Holy shamoly, that was a good one. That was a good CVP. Snute with a bit of a unique strategy. He made Lings work better than I've seen in a long time. I wish I could see how many died. I mean, resources lost 25,900 for Snute versus 22,000 for Neeb. So, I mean, that's definitely how you're going to do this with Lings, is just sacrifice them over and over and over. And eventually you're going to be okay. The storms were good for Neeb. Just the continued harassment of Lings just slowly bled Neeb dry. Stalkers weren't super great in that situation. The Immortals weren't that great either. There really weren't that many Roaches. Immortals were basically useless. But the Archon strategy was good. It's just he didn't have enough of them. I feel like groups of Archons would have been better. It seemed like too often Archons were getting singled out and surrounded and killed, and that was it. So well done to Snute, taking down one of the hotter rising stars in StarCraft 2. Snute still got it. Still got it, man. And that's it from me. So this is it from Falcon Paladin today. Thank you so much for watching. You can catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for being here, and you take care of yourself. Thanks again to my patrons: 19 Day, Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Pedro Batsardas, Robert Farmer, KN, Keith Garlow, Matt Meermans, Hekon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboin, Alexandros Konardis, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Complex, Clayton Knight, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Jan Kodera, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Pushpak Eledu, Trevor Smith, Men Haidayan, Rajiv Bhatt, Bakberti, and Sikopatara. All right. Thank you so much again. Link at the top right, and goodbye.